Hello everyone, I'm working on the RX-78 and I'm gluing some parts together. Last segment you saw was gluing the feet. They're glued, they're solid. I don't mind gluing them when I know they're all one solid piece and they're the same color. Okay? Now, big box. What this video is about is, well, you get to watch me work. I can put the gun together. It's not what I'm here to do, though. I'm here to put some of the frame parts together. The ones where the two halves of the frames click together and then you separate them. They're basically here. Okay? Because, again, I'm trying to put parts together. They're all one color right now. Going through the directions doing that. Parts that will not come apart at any time for the rest of it. Now, what I'm going to talk about while I'm doing this is basically watched a video, Gray Phantom's channel, and then I clicked over to Vegeta's and they're talking about what does Gunpla mean to you. Okay? Well, this video here isn't about Gunpla. It's about what does modeling mean to me, because I don't build that much Gunpla. I build a lot of other things, just not Gunpla. Well, I can't say just not, because I used to build a lot of models like Gunpla. Okay? Just haven't recently. I'm going to try the part separator and see how that works. But anyhow, what does model building mean to me? So, some of you know the story where I started as a kid. Some of you don't. Okay? So, we're going to talk back. First model I built was when I was really young. Okay? And I do mean really young. We're on step 3 here, I think. H1 and H2. Looks like step 3. Anyhow, my dad was a hobbyist. He was into tetherline airplanes. RC planes were incredibly expensive back then. Okay? I mean, really expensive. So he was into tetherline planes. Alright? And I remember watching him with this huge, monstrous plane. He's leaning way back, trying to keep the thing in a circle, while it went up and down and all sorts of things. Okay? And it was kind of scary because my dad wasn't a real big guy, but he's leaning over at a 45-degree angle handling this plane, trying to keep it from flying off on him. And I do remember that as a kid. Okay? Now, he had a model train set up, and it never really went very far other than a big board that the trains around on a circle on. He bought a few kits to try to do the landscaping and stuff. He wanted to build a big train scene, but he never really got far with it. I think it's because me and my brother were too young. He built a coal, wouldn't be a coal, it was just, we grew up in Colorado and there were mines everywhere, and on the side of the hills there was always these big mine buildings, and he built one of those. I know while he was at work, me and my brother got the paints out and we painted it. We painted it like bright yellow and silver. And it was kids with a paintbrush. We did a horrible job painting it. And from then on, he didn't work on the trains anymore, which worried me a little bit. Okay? As a kid, even, I noticed that he quit building when that happened. This says PE on it. Come on, guys. I'm looking for PC. Not PE. Ah, this is PC 500. There we go. PC 6. There we go. Anyhow, he built trains and stuff, and then he graduated from trains to model kits. Okay? And that's where I started paying attention, was the model kits. He would bring home 3 model kits, one for me, one for my brother, and one for himself, and he would sit and build the one for himself and reach over and help us build ours. And I do remember that. I remember building a Super Zinger kit. I remember building aircraft. I remember building Star Trek kits. Space 1999 Hawk. I still have that model. I built that when I was like 6 or 7. That model is over 40 years old. It's in the display case, locked down. So little hands don't get to it. And that was my first experience of building model. It was a happy time. It was a really, really happy thought because my dad had helped us with it. Okay? Okay, this is going to be interesting because H2 Part 10 is what I need here. Okay? And it's right here. Reading the directions, this is going to be one heck of an interesting build. I'm telling you guys. Ooh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be doing the part separator tool. Goes in there and clicks them right off the frame. I don't know if I like it so much as my nippers, because the nippers do a better job of removing the part from the frame. Much better job. Anyhow, back to my story. My dad would build models while me and my brother watched, and he would buy us models and we'd build them. We weren't good model builders, me and my brother. Not then, we were far too young. But after my dad got a little tired of it, my mom noticed I liked to build, so she put me in the Model of the Month Club. Okay? And every month a model would come in the mail. I remember one of them being a Hewley Cobra that was about that big. Tiny thing. Alright? I do remember that. And I really enjoyed building that model. Really, really enjoyed building it. Okay, one of those. And we're going to do my nippers on this one because the gum flow removal tool just didn't do a good job. Anyhow, I remember building that model and much others. And what really, really got me going on the models was more along the lines of movies and TV. Godzilla. As a kid, I was an avid Godzilla fan. If Godzilla came on, Gamera came on, anything along those lines, I was plastered to the TV. Rodan, the Mysterians, all of those things. Okay? The Maser tanks are what really, really got me going. I love those Maser tanks. They were lots and lots of fun. Alright? I mean, lots of fun. Okay? Now, more PC6. Anyhow, what amazed me about the monster movies were the models. I was old enough at that point to realize that someone had spent a couple of months building this beautiful replica of a temple for a guy in a rubber lizard suit to stomp through and completely destroy. And it had to look right when he stomped through it. And it just amazed me at the time to watch that. Okay? I mean, absolutely amazed me at the time to watch that. That they would pay someone to build that just to watch it get destroyed. Okay? H1. This one goes here. Yep, like that. Hopefully that click was right. It sounds like it was. That joint's moving. This is hampered a little bit because of the Japanese. I will admit that. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be clicking together here. Is it two H1s? H1. Looks like it's two H1s go clicking together. Oh, I see it now. I'm supposed to repeat on this one as well. Yeah, I am. Okay. The directions are interesting because, again, I can't read them. Okay? Because they are not in English. Notice there's a gate right here, so this part fits through it. Then you take these two parts, and they got alignment tabs on them and everything. These two sprue, and I'm pretty sure you're supposed to click these two sprue together. Let me make sure I'm doing this right, because these things aren't going to unclick once they're clicked together. Looks like I am. Yeah, those parts go together all right. And then it says, take this and remove the parts. I mean, look, the two sprue snap together. Weird, isn't it? I get here with my removal tool. I'm not using the removal tool. Get my sprue cutters back out, because they're going to do a lot better job than that tool. I just wanted to try that tool and see how it works. Now, I can already see some seams and stuff that are going to need to be handled on this part. Anyhow, back to my story. I was talking about the Japanese monster movies, and I just loved watching Godzilla tear through those models. It was a highlight of my weekend. I used to wait for the Saturday afternoon sci-fi special. You know, 50s, you know, movies like Forbidden Planet, 50,000 Miles to Earth. All of them, they all had models in it, and I thought they were cool. As I got older, I got better and better at my model building, okay? And actually, in high school for a contest, I scratch built something. This was what, my senior year in high school. Got a nice scar on this finger from it. Let's see if we can actually show you. Where an X-Acto knife slipped. Right there. Yeah, you can see that scar. An X-Acto knife slipped and went right into my finger right there. Blood squirting everywhere. Emergency room. 4 stitches in my finger. And you know what? It was this knife right here. I have learned since then, and I'm very careful how I handle those knives. Straight to the bone. I mean, it went straight to the bone. But I was scratch building models back then. Okay? And I wish I still had it. My mom threw it away. It was in scale with the Hasbro toys because I used Luke Skywalker as a pilot. And I remember taking it to school for the contest and everyone just staring at it as I walked down the hall going, wow! This thing was huge. In fact, I've been thinking about recreating it and scratch building it in styrene for a contest. And I might just do it. Because I like that design, but it also looks like a Star Wars ripoff, I will admit. But anyhow, getting back to it. That's just my history with models. I mean, look. The sprue is, well, it was stuck together. The sprue even has alignment pins. This is wrong on so many levels. Anyhow, I've got 4 more parts together on this thing. And the joint does work, and it has a clicking action. Pretty stiff joint, too. Now, since these parts are going to stay together, I'm probably going to glue them. I don't think I have to worry about seams too much, because when I start looking further on, there are parts that bolt over the top of them, and you're going to see almost none of the seams on these particular parts. You'll see a little bit of the knee joint. Okay? And that's it. I mean, this is the knee joint on the kit. I can tell that by looking at the directions. I keep digressing and talking about random things while we're working here. But anyhow, what I was getting to, what do models mean to me these days? One, my wife, she tells me my eyes light up when I talk about them. So that means they have to mean something to me. Okay? I mean, it means they have to have some sort of meaning to me, or my eyes would not light up like she says. 2, it's like a refuge from the world. The world's getting kind of crappy out there. I'm not going to talk politics, but politics are a big, unfortunately, but politics are a big chunk of why the world's getting crappy out there. And I'm not going to talk politics. That's not what this channel's for. My wife told me to start a YouTube rant channel so I could do my politic rants. I pay an awful lot of attention to it. If you found me on Facebook and friended me on Facebook, you're probably tired of seeing it already. You want to friend me on Facebook, go for it. I'll put a link to my Facebook page in the bottom of this video. My public Facebook page. It's wide open. You guys want to friend me on Facebook? Fine. I get a bunch of model friends on Facebook. I'll post these videos there as well, and you guys can comment on them. Make my old high school friends wonder what the heck is going on with me. That might be fun. But anyhow, 1, it's relaxation. 2, people tell me I'm halfway decent at this. I'm not so sure of that. You guys watch my videos quite well, so that should be an indicator, shouldn't it? What you're seeing a lot of the time is my attitude at being a perfectionist more than anything. I want these things to look perfect, not like what I just did there. But that's what seam filler's for, right? Again, I want these things to look perfect. This is going to be fun to paint this like this, isn't it? That seam is so tight, I don't think paint's going to go in there. I really don't. Yowzers. Should have thought before I put it together. Oh well. It's done now, right? Anyhow, what I was saying, it's relaxation, it's my escape from the world, because again, politics and a few other things are getting kind of bad out there. I mean, really, really bad. I don't want to hear a lot of it, don't want to see it, pay attention to it, because I feel like I have to. If I don't pay attention to it, I'm not going to know what's going on, and then something's going to surprise me, especially since I own a small business with, you know, a good 12, 13, 14, 15 employees. I have to pay attention to what's going on out there. I have to pay attention to it simply because I don't need the surprise in my tax bill the next year. You know, like, yeah, you guys caught me there. I'm holding the knife wrong. Like Obamacare just coming out of the blue, and the tax hit I'm going to take over that one. We're not, okay, I'm stopping on the politics. But anyhow, neither here nor there. Find me on Facebook. You want to talk politics, we can do it there. Just keep it civil. I'll keep to the facts. I'll keep to what's going on. I won't name call. I won't badmouth. I won't anything along those lines. But getting back to what models mean to me. Relaxation, escape from the world. People tell me I'm somewhat good at it. The more I practice, the better I get, obviously. I can see a couple of models where I am just kind of not good at it, and another set of models where I am good at it. My skills are developing still. Third, it's fun. I just have an immense sense of completion when it's done. The uptight anal bit in me does not like it when I don't finish a project. That's my problem with the Millennium Falcon. I need to finish that project. It's driving me insane. The A-Wings are driving me insane. I just dropped them because of time. Getting married, buying the house, everything. I'm going to get back to those A-Wings really soon as well. Okay? That sort of thing is really, really bothering me. Now, I've got 2 others. I have the War of the Worlds Martian War Machine that I haven't finished. That's bugging me. The Mercury 9, you saw it just a couple of videos back sitting on a shelf. That bothers me. It needs to be done. I should be working on it instead of this. But I'm trying to get this where I can paint it. And this shouldn't take me that long to do because I just knocked off 4 steps while I'm talking to you guys. Step 4, 5, 6, 7. They're done. Okay? That didn't take that long. I bet I can knock off a few more steps because it looks like I got another set here. They just snap right together on top of each other like this. Oh yeah, they do. I'm not pushing them right now because, well, I'm not trying to hook them together until I read the directions. I've read the directions twice now. I can look ahead. Anyhow, folks, I'm just rambling. This video is long enough already. Yep, those two sets do go together. We put some poly caps in there first. We take some other parts, snap them in there first. And then those are the arm and shoulder joints. That's what they are. Once those are snapped together, then I can put the arms together. I really think this kit's going to go together quick. Where it's going to take its time is working on the finish and paint. Alright folks, I gotta go. I hear my daughter outside. I have the door shut. That's not going to last long with her. She's 5. She'll be in here. So just wanted to let you guys hear a little background why I like models and why I do this. Why I've invested so much money in a room dedicated to models in my house. Okay? It's my relaxation. I get away from it. I'd rather do this than play video games. That says a lot. I worked in a video game room when I was 16. Back in like 1980. At the height of the video games. I was manager of a video game room in college. Hang on a minute! Yeah, see? Knocking on the door at least. So, if I want to do this instead of video games, it says a lot. The only things that come before this are work, my wife, and my daughter. And since they knocked, I gotta go. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.